Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Styrian Mountains. Welcome back to the Red Bull Ring for race 2 of the season for the ADAC GT4 Germany. Yesterday, the 2026 season got off to quite a start, a fairly robust race. Start on their formation lap, and we take a look at the grid. A 7th pole position for Philipp Gogollok with Alon Gabay from Israel alongside ADAC MX Motorsport, featuring very heavily at the front with Denny Bernd in P3. Yesterday's winner, Benjamin Silvesterson for FK Motorsport. They line up alongside each other on row 2 of the grid. Then it's Hendrik Still, good quality from him, alongside Fredrik Zebis. 2 more ADAC MX Motorsport Porsches. They're ahead of Lucas Steifelhagen and Victor Nielsen. That is an all BMW row 4 of the grid. On row 5, it's Lewis Moser, another of the FK Performance Motorsport runners, and Philipp Viskersen had a puncture yesterday in that car, which was tough. Oscar Dixon, Hamish Forrest as an all-UK row on the grid, row 6. And then Jack James, another British driver, alongside Eric Bertelsen. A lot of damage in that car yesterday. Marius Schmid and Roman Felder-Feldegg. He had a good, strong race yesterday. Jonathan Engström from Sweden. But trying to get that jump into the first corner will be Alon Gabay. The 5 red lights are on. And we are waiting for those 5 red lights to go off. And we are racing once again. It's race 2 of the season. GT4 Germany here at the Red Bull Ring. Philipp Gogollok getting his nose up ahead into turn 1. He comes. Now Alon Gabay taking a very wide line around turn 1. Picking up his slipstream. The tricky turn 4. Once again, Gabay to the outside. But still, Gogollok very, very much in front. Briefly, Gabay was showing as the leader. But it's Gogollok who leads the way out the back.
It was very quick yesterday in the second stint of the GT4 race, looming large in the mirrors. I watched as well a good start off the line for the number 33 Porsche of Fredrik Zebis, but he couldn't really make it work for him through the run through turns 1, 2 and 3. So he's really got off the rolling start, but he couldn't really gain anything as a result of that, and has now got sucked into that second group of cars. The BMWs all coming through kind of glued together in that pack, aren't they, in 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th positions. But Gogollok, now that he's free of the battle, has got himself a bit of a...
Philipp Gogollok, who's well clear of this battle, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, running together. Benjamin Silvesterson to the outside of Denny Bernd, trying to get back on the podium. Hendrik Still in the background. Keep an eye on Hendrik Still. He was very rapid yesterday onto the dirt. Bit of rallycross for Benjamin Silvesterson. Also, Denny Bernd was a little bit wild in front. No problems for Philipp Gogollok, but this fight for 2nd place, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Benjamin Silvesterson, who was challenging for the 3rd, got shuffled down the order as a result of that excursion. Now onto the pit straight he comes once again. He will pick up a slipstream effect as they come downhill and up that steep climb into turn 1, but maybe not enough here. But I think it's going to be around turn 2 and up the hill towards turn 3 where he's going to get his best opportunity. Hendrik Still will be mindful of the big BMW in his mirrors, and he'll be ready in case Benjamin Silvesterson tries to sell the dummy into that turn 3. He's trying to get the job done, though, before they hit the braking point. He does that. He slots the BMW into the gap. Can he slow it down? Yes, he can. He takes that position away.
In that pale blue number 50 FK Performance BMW, just running through shot at the head of the next group. In 12th place was that pink Mercedes of Marius Schmidt.
Sister Silvesterson looking so quick, but he's got a couple of wheels onto the grass. Denny Bernd giving as much as a squeeze as he dare into turn 3. Bernd with the Porsche in front. Silvesterson drops in back behind, but a bit of a wild moment there with a couple of wheels onto the grass. Continuing into turn 5, taking a different line to the car in front. Up ahead, you can see Alon Gabay breaking clear, and now Silvesterson with a nose in front on the inside line, relegating Denny Bernd. Looked like that was always going to happen, but Bernd comes back to him.
In with them now. He said his personal best first sector. In 7th place is Lewis.
If they don't get punctures here, right, look at this. The battle for 2nd place, Alon Gabay. We knew that Silvesterson was going to be closing in on him fairly rapidly. I don't think Gabay is going to be able to hold him off for too long. We've seen how quick that BMW is. Up into turn 1 at the moment. Silvesterson being reasonably patient, if there is such a thing as a patient racing driver. Into turn 2, they will come next. The corner that is taken flat out. You can see it here. There's the race leader just up ahead of them.
So he's still just behind. He's still trying the outside lines here and try and cut back on the inside on the way out of the turn. But in fairness, Alain Gabay is keeping that Porsche in exactly the right place all the time. Meanwhile, Bernd and Nielsen, that gap continues to come down. It was 2 seconds, the gap between that Porsche and then BMW 4 laps ago. It's now 0.6 of a second.
The drivers must not go below that. In the background, you saw Maris Schmidt coming in. He'll be handing over to Alex Connor. Still the fight for second place continues. Benjamin Silvesterson wants to get this done on the track, not in the pits. To the outside on turn 3 they come with a nose further in front than on the previous few laps. Now it really is a drag race in towards turn 4. Gabay still has the line into that corner, but it's going to be all about the braking here. Gabay leaving as late as he dare, giving a lot of room to Silvesterson, being very fair there, I believe, into turn 4. Out of 4 he comes, head in towards the pit stops. Replay here, you can see Silvesterson had a nose in front briefly. Needs to keep it within the track limits, though, because if he were to make a move on the outside, on the Feldeg, also in as well. He's handing over to Marek Buchmann. The 49 car, Lewis Moser, handing over to Luca Link, a real character and entertainer in GT4 Germany. No great rush here. The only driver to have ever started every single GT4 Germany race there has ever been is about to start his next race. Gabriel Piana about to start his 86th race out of 86 races at GT4 Germany. What an experienced pilot he is, and he will bring the car home. Roman Feldeg exits the number 26 car. Marek Buchmann jumps in. Alain Gabay still out as well. Got a bit of space. Look at all the brake dust rising up into the air as he comes to a stop. There is Lachlan Robinson, the driver from Australia, and Jan-Philipp Springob, and the team are going to need to make some decisions. Into the pits there is Daniel Drexel. Well, he's jumping into the car, having taken over from Hamish Forrest, the Tim Horrell, who will take over from Hendrik Still. Right, in comes Philipp Gogollok. There's Jan-Philipp Springob, opens the door, helps Gogollok out. Helps him, Gogollok will help Jan-Philipp Springob into the seat of the car. His tyres will have cooled down while he's been stationary. He's got a good gap there, but here come the cars that are fighting over second and third. Piana absolutely monstering the car around turn 1 in the background. Also the Porsche as well. So minutes of the race. Look at this. Look how hard Gabriel Piana is pushing the car as they come around that corner into turn 1. Absolutely monstering and sliding the BMW. I said earlier on that you have to look after the
than that car was previously, but once again different drivers, different part of the race, but it's the same battle, isn't it? It's a Porsche, yellow and black, yellow machine now driven by Robinson, trying to fend off Piana.
I tell you what, it's like slalom here with all the debris on the track. He goes to the outside line into turn 3. It was coming out of this corner last time around that both of these drivers took avoiding action
for the whole race, or most of the race anyway. The number 20 Porsche now being driven by Harry Huber, but he runs wide.
Will be the equivalent to adding about 5 seconds onto the lap time. Second place, the fight continues. How much longer can this go on? I think Piana maybe had backed off a bit just to allow things to cool down. When you're tucked up behind a car in front, the tyres, everything about the car overheats. The big attack is coming. He ducks to the inside in towards turn 1. Robinson goes to close the door. Up the hill they come once again into the right-hander. Robinson still in control at the moment. Then into turn 2 we will come, taken flat out. Once again the slipstream will come into effect. Will Piana duck out of the slipstream as they climb up the hill towards the right-hander of turn 3. He's tucked up behind at the moment. Which way will he go? He goes to the outside into turn 3. Robinson has it covered off. Piana will try and duck back to the inside, but he doesn't have the speed on the exit of the corner. Robinson still in front. This is the main opportunity on the lap to make that challenge. He goes to the outside, up the hill into turn 3, but Robinson has got this covered off. Tries to duck back to the inside. Robinson, though, still got it covered off, but now the drag race. This time, Piana with a nose in front. He's going to have the line into turn 4. This could be exactly where he gets the job done. He just needs to slow it down exactly right, not make any mistakes. Into turn 4 they come. Piana with the inside line. Finally, job done, but Robinson not giving up. Ducks back to the inside, tries to do the undercut on the inside line, round to the right-hand corner. Robinson with his nose back in front. Piana on the inside line for the next corner. Turn 6 and 7 they come, but Robinson has lost that position for the time being, but can he challenge back at that BMW? Luca Link in the background, too far back to get involved in this battle at the moment, but that was fairly textbook. Gabriele Piana had to wait for his moment, and maybe it was...
And you don't want to do it too much, because you start doing really silly things that cost you time and lose your focus, lose your flow, really.
Oh, that is Harry Huber, who's parked up at the side of the track in turn 10. Now this, if he can't get that moving, this is going to bring out, at the very least, a full course yellow, maybe even a safety car, which could be very bad news for our race leader, Jan-Philipp Springob. Looking on from a distance and reflecting on what has been a fairly lively debut in ADAC GT4 Germany. Everybody decelerates and indeed accelerates at a different time. You're not meant to stand on the brakes. It looked to me a little bit like Gabriele Piana had closed in a little on Jan-Philipp Springob. It was saying 9.3 seconds last time across the line. I think it is less than that now, but we're back to green flag racing once again. Luca Link has had a final warning for track limits, so he needs to be quite careful as he challenges for the last of the podium positions, but the hint of a trophy is going to be a little bit too much. Further challenges further back. Gianni van de Kratz is in the war, Linus Harner as well. So everybody looking for some points in the closing stages of this race. Gianni van de Kratz in the blue car, Linus Harner in the orange and black. Advantage Linus Harner now at the moment. Harner up to 6th place.
So all Porsches, BMWs, apart of course from the Aston Martin that leads the race. Now look at this, Luca Link getting almost side by side. He's almost got his foot in the door coming out of turn 3, and Robinson knows how to defend. We saw that earlier.
ADAC GT4 Germany 2026. We got a fair idea of who's going to come first, who's going to come second. No idea at all who's going to come third at the moment. Advantage Robinson, but can he hold on for what will be one more lap once they come out of this corner? Luca Link with a tighter line through that corner. Is this going to be the opportunity? Luca Link starting to look even more impatient now on this very, very last lap. Into turn 7 they come. Maybe the last chance coming about now. Robinson keeping it focused on what's ahead of him. At a turn 8, up over the hill, Luca Link has a little look to the inside. Robinson goes in the opposite direction. Into turn 9 they come. Meanwhile, at a turn 10, our race leader is about to become a race winner. Jan-Philipp Springob, along with Philipp Gogollok, winning race 2 of the season. Out across the line next, Gabriele Piana, along with Benjamin Silvesterson. Lachlan Robinson holding on in the number 31 car along with Denny Byrne for the last of the podium positions. The crowd absolutely loved that.
Time for champagne!
So, first win for Jan-Philipp Springob since 2023. First win this year for Philipp Gogollok. They take top step of the podium. Gabriele Piana, Benjamin Silvesterson strengthen their position at the top of the championship ahead of Lachlan Robinson, Denny Byrne. This one's going to go all the way to the end of the season. Luca Link and Lewis Moser doing a great job next.